It's been a while. Um, Last time I recorded, it didn't work. It really screwed up. I was the only one you can
Did a
hear.
lot of content too.
Yeah, yeah. See, I think we might have sponsors by the middle of this video. I currently don't know because haven't really gotten back to me. Um, so I'm trying to. I sent them a message before we started. Hopefully they see it by the middle of this podcast. And Podcorn. And hopefully they were like, yeah, we'll definitely do the podcast. Um, Should probably keep this window open. They do message back. Well, it's kind of weird because we don't have our three people.
Yeah.
Elise kind of left us.
Also, technically, this is our first time with me on because the last time we tried to
Yeah.
upload it.
The last time we tried out, the last time didn't work at all. Um, Elise is on a double date. Let's see. What other places do
Actually, she
people
would put
listen?
an outing she'd be planning for a couple weeks as priority over the weird podcast. The audacity, frankly.
I know. See, if she was here too, she could have. If we had our podcast or if we had our sponsors, probably would have been able to. Probably would have been able to get some money out of it if they still get back to us in time. I might have to talk to my sponsors for my main channel to see if we can get sponsored for the podcast.
Oh, you
Um,
got sponsors on your main channel? That's sick.
I do. I have one sponsor. Um, they are Their name is Doobie, Dubby. They're an energy drink company. They're like the Sneak energy drink and G Fuel. Um, Natural caffeine. Um, it's instead of it being like you're super hyper, it's more like concentration energy, and so it keeps you concentrated on what you're doing. Um,
That's
but
really
anyway,
interesting.
it is. It really is. Anyway, guys, it is. It really is. Anyway, guys, welcome to another episode. I am joined by Harriet today.
Hello.
Elise left us for a date. Um, Unfortunately. So with our sponsors, hopeful sponsors, I'm trying to get. There's this dentist company. You can ask for money from $1 all the way to $25,000 for one episode. So I was like, okay, well, we have a total of I think 7 people that listened to this so far. Um, there's 3 of us. Um, we're probably gonna get more soon because now I have 2,200 followers on Instagram. Um, a lot of them are bots. I did not pay for the bots. I do not pay for bots. I want real people,
You heard it
not
here
bots.
first. You buy his followers.
Yes. Let me see if I can pull it up. Instagram.com/ CP3481. Maybe. Please load. There we go. Now go back. Yeah. Here. I'll just pin that out and grab this. And share screen. And we're going to have this one. It might not look good,
your
but that's
Instagram
okay.
got hacked.
Yes, it got hacked a long time ago.
Yeah.
I lied. So he tried hacking my YouTube one, my YouTube Instagram, and he tried hacking our podcast Instagram. And so I used our podcast one to get my regular one back. I was like, hey, I need my regular one because that's the only way I could contact my aunt because my grandma's in the hospital and I don't have any other contacts. So I made this huge lie. He was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And gave it right back. So this is currently my Instagram. Let me pin it so everyone can see it.
You've got the podcast thing down. You even got the
Yeah.
profile picture for it.
I do. I have to change my profile picture. I don't like my profile picture. But you can see I've got 2,208. Well, no, this is my personal one. I'm actually making us a brand new podcast picture and stuff that's going to go on YouTube and everywhere else. It actually looks really cool. Let me see if I can pull it up. Unpin, grab this. Adobe Express. Let me just stop streaming my screen for a second. Here, Adobe Express. Maybe it'll show up. Hopefully, please show up. Fine. We'll just go to adobe.com and then we'll search for Adobe Express. It actually looks pretty cool. Let me... Oh. Still loading. All apps, Adobe Express. I'm so glad Adobe Express is free. And it's a lot better than, like, what is it, Canva or Canvas? You could do a lot more things. Recents. Everyone's going to get a little sneak peek of what it's going to look like if you're watching this. That's kind of the nice thing of having it on Discord and not in person. But the other thing is I want to have it in person, not on Discord, because if you're in person, you could see reactions and all this stuff. It's a lot better.
Yeah.
Let's see. We're going to go here. Pin, stay on top, share screen. It looks somewhat bad right now, but that's okay. Go live. This is what it looks like right now.
Okay. It's getting there.
Yeah, so I still have to, you could see down here, there's still at least showing behind where it says the weird podcast. I need to have all of that gone. And then I need a picture, like a selfie from you. And I'm going to put it here. Your background will be removed. And it'll be put here. And then I'll put one up here. What I want to do is I want to try to make them animated. So they're like... Yeah, so they kind of look animated. And then they're not our actual pictures. So they might look better. They might not. So I'll get one there, and then I'll grab the same pictures and go on, like, Snapchat has the anime filter. So I'll get the anime filter. And with the anime filter, I can, with the anime filter, I'll be able to make us look animated, and then I'll save those pictures, remove those backgrounds, and then put them in, like, the banner for YouTube. So it'll hopefully look cool.
Quick warning. The Snapchat anime filter makes me look like a 40-year-old man every time I use it. I've used it a lot, and every single time it's like, fine, whatever. Like, I guess make me look like a man. Fine, whatever. Why am I like 45? Why am I looking like I'm about to have a midlife crisis? Snapchat doesn't
So what
make
I'll
any
do
sense.
is if I can't do it, let me actually see how much I have on my bank account, because I might actually hire someone. I don't want TikTok. I want bank. Um, Depending on how much money I have, I'm gonna try and might hire someone who can actually make it look better than the Snapchat one. But the Snapchat one right now isn't that bad. Let's see.
What you're saying is I look like a 40-year-old man. Thanks, Chris.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't
Really
say that.
appreciate it.
I'm just, if they
I
can
feel
make
like
it
it was
look
implied.
better, if they if they can make it look
Okay.
better, then I'm gonna have them make it look better. Because in that way, they don't really put a background with it, and it just goes right in. It'll actually look better. God, I've actually been doing stuff for the podcast and my YouTube channel, both my YouTube channels, instead of doing schoolwork. Should probably do
That's
schoolwork.
probably.
And I haven't even been doing it. So I've been doing schoolwork at home, not at school. So at school, when we're supposed to be doing schoolwork, I'm doing podcast and YouTube stuff. Um, yeah, of course, it's amazing. It is great. I'm trying. Let's see. What else am I trying to do? I'm trying to get a long time ago when, let's see, I think it was like 3 weeks after our second episode when we recorded with you, and that
Yeah.
fucked up. I got, who did I get? I emailed the President of the United States, Joe Biden, and I tried to get him on here. I should, yes, I should probably get the email, look for the email that he sent, or his director or talk person sent. Um, don't remember her name because she quit. Let me see. White House. I have, let's see, I have over 400 messages. So here we go.
Over 400 messages between you and the
I
White
have,
House.
no, I have over 400 emails just in general.
Regarding the White House. I'm just like, it's a lot of
You know what?
times.
If it was regarding the White House, I would have a lot of information to share right now. But the other thing is, too, we would probably have thousands of listeners if we had the president on here. Oh my god, almost just screwed this whole thing up. Let's see. The prayers of, let's see, when was this? Wow. This has been a long time ago. March 23rd, 2022. The prayers, oh, whoops. Dear Mr. Peaches, the prayers of the world are with the brave and proud people of Ukraine as they defend their country against an unprovoked and unjustified invasion by Russian military forces. Russian President Vladimir Putin has chosen a premeditated war that has already brought catastrophic loss of life and needless human suffering. Putin is the aggressor and he must be held accountable. Throughout our history, we've learned this lesson. When dictators do not pay a price for their aggression, they cause more chaos. I cannot see this. Oh my gosh, it is glitching.
Oh dear.
The United States is leading the world with our allies and partners to respond in a united and decisive way. Russia's economy is reeling because our power, economic sanctions, and we are providing security, economic, and humanitarian support to the Ukrainians in their fight for freedom. With extraordinary unity and resolve, the world is clearly choosing the side of peace and security. May God bless the people of a free, democratic Ukraine, and may God protect our troops. Sincerely, Joe Biden. That was not the question that I asked him. I asked him, Are we going to help the Ukrainian war? What is going to happen with our gas prices? What is going to happen with our border? And clearly, I did not get an answer in that letter, that email. And clearly, it is horrible right now. Being a sanctuary city, sanctuary state, New Mexico, we have a lot of immigrants and a lot of drugs now. That's always great. Love that. Thank you, Mr. President. You know, when I sent that letter, I was always thinking that when Trump would come on here, or not Trump, Biden would come on here, he would have like words in the background and he'd be like, hey, can you send me the questions you're going to ask beforehand so I can review them and do like, and have something like that. And so he would know his questions and know the answers he'd have to those questions. And then I wanted to like ask one question that wasn't even on there to see what his reaction would have been. That would have been funny. It would have been mean, but it would have been funny.
Being mean to the President of the United States.
Yes, not good, but we're currently not in a good situation. Let me see if I can find a certain video about a special someone. Maybe. Maybe.
Chris, is there anything you're not telling me?
I am not dating anyone. It's not about... No, I am not dating anyone. Let's see. I am talking to someone from Phoenix, though. I hope it turns out okay.
Okay, Chris.
I'm actually talking to 3 people. One from La Cueva, one from Volcano, and one from Phoenix.
My God.
Yes. Where's the video? Come on. Oh, it's in my favorites. Maybe. Hopefully. Is it? My hands are freezing. It's like 60 degrees in my house right now.
Are you more of like a hot weather person or like a cold weather person?
I like being cold, but this is really cold. Okay. I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Pause. AirDrop. AirDrop to computer. Why are you not airdropping? Oh, there it is. Receiving. Perfect. Add here. Okay. So let's minimize. Open this. Go to here. Go to share your screen. Go to photos. Go live. All right.
Am I supposed to be able to hear this? I can't hear this.
Oh, can you not hear it?
I cannot.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Oh, I know how to make it happen. We're going to have to switch this. All right. Switch sounds to multi output device. It might be loud. Change inputs to multi-show you device.
Snack.
Maybe. Possibly. Hopefully. Okay, I still want output in here. You probably won't be able to hear me.
President Biden spoke to workers at a Volvo plant in Maryland where he opened with this line. Have a look.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America. Made in America.
He doesn't make it easy, does he? He doesn't make, he said 2 words. It ended up being 3. Even
You couldn't hear it, could you?
Nope.
Let's see.
I was just reading the captions and just saying, like, yeah, all right, we know.
I think this is it, maybe. This is very hard. Pause.
President Biden spoke to workers at a Volvo plant
Okay,
in
I can hear
Maryland
it.
where he opened with this line. Have a look.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America. Made in America.
He doesn't make it easy, does he? He doesn't make, he said 2 words. It ended up being 3. Even Biden's sentences are experiencing inflation. On Friday, President
Uh,
Gotta love the president. Yeah. Let's see. Let me fix my audio back to me. Input, microphone, output, AirPod. Okay, perfect. Whew. Well, that's a present for you. I love how this podcast just became political.
yeah, well, this was supposed to be about, like, gaming and stuff.
It is. It is. What anime have you
Speaking of games.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. You know how Overwatch did, like, that absurd thing where it's like, we're just gonna make a sequel. We're gonna make Overwatch 2. Instead of just, like, dealing with the numerous issues in the game, they just decided to make an entirely new game. It's not new at all. There's, like, so much of it is just almost exactly the same, and there's, like, a bunch of problems with it. Like, for example, so Overwatch 1 was, like, a 6 versus 6, right?
Yeah.
But Overwatch 2 is 5-on-5. But there's only one actual, like, one character that's actually designed to play 5-on-5. Now, I main this character. I main Kiriko when I do play Overwatch 2 because, like, I wanted something new. Like, I've played all these other guys before. And,
Yeah.
like, so I just play whoever was new and, like, whoever wasn't in the last game. Because, like, so much of it is, like, the same. I was expecting, like, so many new things, and it's like, no, everything's the same.
and
They,
they
like,
just screw it
added a
up.
game mode, added a couple maps, added some new like characters that they could have added in the last game.
It didn't do it.
As a, like, the only, I would honestly, genuinely, I think the biggest difference that's, like, come between Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2 is that they got rid of loot boxes. They have a battle pass now.
A battle pass? So
They
like
have a battle pass.
Call of Duty, Fortnite, any other game that has one?
Exactly.
I wish games would just think for themselves, like creators think for themselves. I found out yesterday that GTA 6 actually have realistic cops now. So let's say you rob a store or something, if there isn't CCTV footage, most likely the cops will not be called on you. So you could rob the store and you want to have cops on you. And like civilians could call the cops, and cops actually have a longer wait time now. So it's not immediate. It does take a little bit longer, which is actually really nice. The other thing was too is like if you're at an ATM, cops will be there because of the camera. Let's say you're robbing a bank. Instead of the cops like bursting in or something, now they will surround the entire bank and you would have to fight to get out. So this is all realistic. They actually have a SWAT team. It's completely different. And I'm super stoked for this game. And they said it should be coming out 2023 now.
That's what I've heard, yeah.
I've heard 2022, 2023, and 2024. I still think most likely it's going to be 2024 for the graphics that's going to be in this game. I played GTA last night, GTA 5. And because of their Halloween update that they did, oh my god, they bumped up the graphics and it looks insane.
For real?
It actually looks really cool. The only thing during the night though is it's green. And I hate that. Like when you're driving, it doesn't really seem green. You could tell that the sky is green, but like when you go inside, it's green. You still have this green like you could see me right now. Just picture I have this green film over my camera or something. You should still see this, but it's just like there's green. So you could tell that there's this black, the gray walls, the white walls, but there's green. Everything still has green in it, which I kind of hate that. But the graphics actually look really cool. So I'm super stoked for the next one. Going back to our sponsors, I asked there was 3. There was a history podcast, there was the dental one, and there was a true crime podcast. The history one was like, nope, we're sorry, we're not doing it. They were up to $1. They were $1 to $5,000, and I asked for $10, and they were like, no. I was like, but if somebody asks for $5,000, you're gonna give it to them, and I'm asking for $10, and you're like, no. So they probably would have given if I asked for 3. I asked for a significant amount of money for the dental one because they were asking up to $25,000. I did not get anywhere close to $500. It is less than $300. I will tell you that. I don't want to give the special amount. And then
Fair enough.
the other one, the true crime, I also asked for 10. But I actually had a really good advertisement for the dental one. I had the proposal I gave them and what I was going to say actually was really good. Unfortunately, they didn't get back. Actually, I don't know if they got back. I haven't looked yet. That is not the right one I want to be on. I hate having like 500 Google accounts. I currently have one for this podcast. I have one for my vlog channel, my main channel, my live stream channel, where if I ever live streamed on Twitch, I was going to download those and put them on the live stream channel. But I am no longer going to be live streaming on Twitch because instead of them being a 30-70 where they get 30% and I get 70%, it's now a 50-50. So I get 50, they get 50. So everybody has lost a significant amount of money. Granted, I'm not making money on YouTube or anything yet, but I wouldn't want to do that. Like I could have made maybe $1,000. Now I could have made $700. So if someone did $1,000, I could have made $700. Now I'm making $500 and maybe less because taxes. Because you still have to have like a business type thing running and they still have to do taxes. So you're making less than half.
Yeah.
So I kind of hate that they did that.
I'm just kind of glad you didn't go with the true crime podcast one. But
Well, I would have done two advertisements. I would have tried to do two. I would have done the dental one and the true crime one. The true crime one was like, hey, do y'all like, do you guys like crime? I love listening to crime podcasts. And I kind of gave a little description of it, and then I was like, I'll see y'all over there. It was not that good.
first sentence, like, do you like crime? It's like, what do you
Yeah.
mean by that?
Yeah.
Like, crimes are like,
Or
listening?
I think the exact words that I used were, do you like crime and mystery podcasts or episode or shows? And then I was like, there's this true crime podcast and you guys should totally listen to it, whatever. I wonder why they didn't respond back. That one definitely wasn't the best proposal I've given. I still have 21 proposals I can give for. I have 21 different people, different sponsors that I can contact.
A lot.
Yeah. So what my idea was for like a $10, I would split up maybe like 3 for each of us, so it's $9, and then that $1 we save, or we do like I get $1, you get $1, and Elise would get $1, and the rest would be saved, so we could try to get a place to do a podcast. Although $7 probably isn't enough to buy a place.
$7.
A whole
$7. For
$7.
sure. You gotta trust.
Yeah, but I would try like maybe invest like $2, so get a little bit of money back on it, and then finally sell like a stock or something and get a good amount of money off of it. Then maybe get a place where we could do a podcast. But if we don't get one, maybe like I'm thinking like a coffee shop or something. But it needs to have like, yeah, it needs to be, if we want to do it in person, we go to a coffee shop, set up some cameras, but it would kind of have to be quiet. That, or we'd
Yeah.
have to buy different microphones, because the microphone I have now picks up so much stuff. It's crazy. And the other thing, the microphone I was thinking of was the Shure SMB7, which is incredible. Only picks up what's right here, which, so I could have the microphone's like 2 inches away from your mouth, and that's all it'll pick up. But again, those microphones and arms are like, the microphones are $300 each, and then decent cameras and stuff that'll bring it all together is upwards of $2,000. So
It's so much money.
yeah, it is. And
Like, every time I see an incredibly expensive thing, like, my immediate response is like, do you know how much food I could buy with that? Like,
yeah,
I could eat.
I could probably buy enough food for a month with $2,000
No.
for my entire family.
But depends on the kind
And-
of food you're getting, though. Like,
Pizza, cold cuts,
fair enough, yeah.
bread. Actually, if it's bread, cold cuts, and pizza, you could probably get enough food for 4 months for a whole family.
Like, really, you can, like, stretch, if you, like, absolutely have to, you can stretch $2,000, like, for, just for, like, food.
Yeah,
Obviously, for, like, other things, like, for example, like, rent in most apartments now, like, that's a month. That is
Yeah.
1 month. which is like absurd. But
Unless you
whatever.
live on Central. Central is like 100 to $200 a month.
That's cheap.
Yeah. But it's also Central, so you've got homeless people everywhere. Crime is through the roof. It's just crazy. And living on Central and Tramway in like Fort Hills area, I have seen so much of that start moving up towards us. It is not good. Yeah. So the thing in the back of my head is like, can we move? Like, crime in New Mexico, we have gotten way past. We passed our record of last year, the middle of this year. It was like 4 or 5 months into this year. We already passed last year. So who knows what number we're going to get to this year. And next year's probably going to be worse. So I just see this window, like Texas is just getting bigger and bigger. But of course, inflation is through the roof. So money and cost of everything is a lot more. So it is getting bigger, but at the same time getting farther and farther away.
Gaming podcast.
Yes, gaming podcast. What other games? I am
Still playing
actually
Valorant.
Valorant. I want to get Valorant so bad. I talked to the Razer
You
company.
should.
I talked to Razer. I was like,
Mhm.
hey, can you guys maybe sponsor me or something to send me out a laptop? Because I was like,
Businessman.
this was about 2 weeks ago. Granted, they're in California, and they are busy. They have like 2 shops and a warehouse, so they are busy. They do have giveaways that I try to enter, but at the same time, it's like there's no point in entering if 35,000 people enter and you have 40 entries per person. So there's like no chance.
Yeah.
And the other thing is like some of them you have to create accounts to get some of those entries. So I really have like 30 entries and other people have 40. And if you are subscribed to them on Twitch where you pay monthly, you get like an additional 10 on top of the 40. So I'm like, I just quit. I enter in, I'm like, I'm not going to get it. I don't know why I enter in still. I should probably sell some stuff and try and get money. Maybe invest some of it, sell some stocks, and then hopefully I'll have enough by next year.
Yeah.
But
Here's the thing I like about like Valorant's, because Valorant also has a battle pass system, but it's like
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
dislike Valorant system as much as I dislike Overwatch's, because here's the thing: Overwatch put that new agent Kiriko, put her in the battle pass to
Mhm.
unlock her for free. If you didn't have Overwatch 1 before a certain date, which I did, so I got her for free.
Uh-huh.
But everyone who gets Overwatch 2 has to either buy Kiriko and then they get her right away, or
Mhm.
they have to like grind, because like you don't get to unlock her until like tier 55
Yeah.
of this battle pass.
So because the only game I could play on my MacBook is Roblox, I remember when I first started making jailbreak videos, I had $10,000 from years before. I haven't played that game in so long that I had $10,000. So I was on 10 hours a day trying to get money. Now I'm at, I think, almost $200,000. And granted, I've purchased a ton of vehicles, but I've gotten okay. I tried making scary videos off of scary games that they had. And so I look at OBS because now I can have OBS open on top of it, on top of the game, and it won't like do this overlay thing. So that's nice. So I look and it's like, oh yeah, everything's fine. It's recording perfectly. And then I go over to, I go back to the game. I play my game, do like a couple of rounds. I go back, end it. And now I go over to edit. And as soon as I start the actual game and get out of the lobby, it's just constantly just like pausing and skipping. I'm like, if only it told me before. Because that was a waste of 40 minutes. I was like, God. But now I know I have to lower my graphics for that game. And I have not.
Yep.
I haven't recorded another video. It's been a week since I recorded a video. Let's see. I have a whiteboard up here. And it's like, vlog at least twice a week. Emergency response Liberty County as a civilian Tuesdays and Thursdays. Do that same game, be a cop on Mondays and Wednesdays. Play Jailbreak on Saturday or Sunday or another game. And then Friday, play whatever game I want, do whatever I want. And then holidays, of course, play holiday games. So Halloween, play scary games. Thanksgiving, probably do like Thanksgiving games. I have no clue what kind of games are for Thanksgiving, but there's probably games out there. Christmas games. I maybe did that during Christmas when I actually took off a little bit. Went from 10 subscribers to 60 subscribers. I actually did 2 weeks straight. And of course, school started. And had to stop. So, I blame school and I blame homework. It's a very good thing to blame.
You know? Fair enough.
Yeah, and then now, so somebody paid for bots on my Instagram, got the 2,000. Now I can be paid on Instagram. So I'm probably gonna do skits and stuff, like comedy skits or something.
So your followers were bought. It's just you didn't buy them. Someone else bought them for you.
Yes, somebody else bought them for me.
Chris can't even buy his own followers.
If I could show you my transaction history, if it didn't show my credit card information, my debit card information, I would definitely show you. But because it shows my information, I cannot show you. So
No, show us your debit card information. Show us.
No. No.
There. It's okay, buddy.
The closest you're gonna get to seeing my information, here you go. That's the closest you're gonna get. Yep. You just saw my card right there.
That's crazy.
That's the closest you're getting. And then I had $400 on there. I deposited $400. I spent all of it on music stuff, music software. I'm at $31 right now. Feels great. I should have probably saved my money and not buy this thing. Yeah, this was so before their price went up from $300 to $400, I bought it, spent another $100 on the extra battery, and face part right here. And I was like, oh, I told Mary, my sister, I was like, hey, you should buy one, because if I refer her, I get $30 for free, or I get $30 for every time I refer someone, and they get $30. So I was like, it'll be perfect. I get another $30 to buy a game, and then she gets a free $30. So it's like perfect, a win-win. This microphone is killing me because I have this filter, and it like weighs 3 pounds and it's too much for the arm. So like, yeah, so I'll do this. And it just,
Why does your filter weigh like 3 pounds?
so it doesn't connect to this microphone. It has to connect to the arm. It's supposed to connect to the desk, but it's like, if I want to move my arm to the side when I do homework, I'm still going to have the filter right in front of me. So I'm like, I'll just hook it up here. And I have it connected with the arm, of course, that it has rubber bands and the cord that came with the arm. So it is not stable at all. Ugh. God, I remember when I bought the Oculus, I got so dizzy. So I bought God, I forgot the name. It's like a war game. It is. Let me just open my app and I will tell
so
you.
I bought a war game.
Well, I didn't know I would get super, super dizzy because it was the first thing I bought. As soon as I set it up, I went on my phone, bought the Oculus app, and set it up. Hopefully it'll show me events, invite links, people, moves, saved, casting, wallet, my library. Let's see. Onward. I bought Onward and I played and we went to this map and I got so dizzy. And I just was like, oh my gosh. Because like the part that really got me wasn't the moving the joystick. It was the moving upstairs, downstairs. That part really got me. And I was like, I have to sit down. So I sat down. There's this desk area. So I sat down at the desk in the game. And I just pull off all the guns in the game and send them up there. Because the bad guys in there actually can move when they hear gunshots. So I left my gun on the table. So if anyone comes, I could shoot them because I had all openings, whatever. And so my friend that I was playing with cleared the whole building that we were in. It was a very small building. We get up and I go out. I was like, dude, I can't. And because he set up the game where he can continue if he moves on, I was like, and we had the same gun, so he could have grabbed my ammo. I was like, I'm done. I pull out my pistol and I shoot myself and I get off the game. He grabs my ammo, finishes the game. He's like, that is the funniest thing I have ever seen. I was like, dude, I was about to throw up everywhere. It was bad. I was sweating because I was about to die. I was sitting on my chair. I was like, ugh. And then about a week later, it got a little bit better. And I bought Blade and Sorcery. It's like Blade and Sorcery is a super old, it's like 1500s kind of. Swords, bows and arrows, let's see. And it does like kind of like witchcraft type stuff. Why are you... My camera's just... Or not my camera, my microphone is just moving. Okay. Anyway, it's like witchcraft and stuff. So you have spells and stuff that you can use. So like, let's say your sword is a good 10 feet away from you. You could like hold your hand out and press a button and the sword will come to you. You could set up to where your hands do different spells. So my favorite one is my left hand is grabbing the person, where I can hold the person and move them and hold them up so they can't do anything. And then I grab my sword and just slice them. That's probably the best spell, but you could set it up and do Star Wars. That's what I really want to do. Have Star Wars. Let's see. I also bought... It came with this Echo VR, which is like you're in space and it's like handball type thing where you're floating around. That one was actually really bad because your body, instead of it being straight up and down all the time, your body is now like this. And the only thing that's up is your head. So you're prone out and you can't really tell. So it's weird because you're like, you want to be able to move and stuff, but you have to like turn, your head is the only thing that turns your body. your joysticks don't turn your body, and your joystick doesn't move you. Your hands move you, so you have to grab stuff to move. And then you have like little rocket boosters that last like 2 seconds.
Interesting.
See, that game was actually really horrible. And finally, yesterday, my brain finally got used. 3 days ago, my brain finally got used to the Oculus, and I didn't get sick. So I was playing with my friend, and we played for hours. He was like, "You're not sick." I was like, "Nope." It finally works. My brain works now.
Nice.
But it comes with like 128 gigabytes, and the games are only like 2 gigabytes. I was like, I can have a ton of games on there. I was like, and they have the 256 gigabyte one. I was like, there's really no need to have 256 gigabytes if each game is 2 gigabytes and I have 10 games on there and it's only done 20 gigabytes of storage and I still have how much? And then they up their price. Thank you, Facebook, for upping your price. I'm kind of glad because now my sister doesn't have one and it won't bog down my Wi-Fi. Yeah, Wi-Fi up here is very bad. We don't get internet at all. Well, we do get internet. It's just not good. We pay for this super, super fast internet, and we are nowhere near where we're supposed to be, so that's always good.
Weird podcast episode 3, Chris's financial troubles.
Oof. Actually, I was thinking of naming it. Hold on. Something about not being a gaming podcast anymore. Because we haven't really talked about games that much.
I mean, I'll like try. I got a lot of things to say about like 2 games.
Yeah. Let's see. What other games? I just had another game.
I could probably talk more about like anime though. Like I've watched way too many.
I am so upset that I haven't had a lot of time because I was like 10 episodes on Attack on Titan left and I've been so busy I haven't been able to watch them. I'm like 10 episodes. And it's like the more I don't watch, I like kind of forget what's happening. And that's not good at all.
Yeah.
And so I'm going between 2 episodes. Attack on Titan and this futuristic one that I don't remember the name of. Shoot.
I like the one that came out like somewhat recently on Netflix. Or...
Oh, I've seen which one it was. I haven't seen any episodes yet. I have to start watching them. I started watching this documentary on Paramount Plus about the terrorist attack in Las Vegas. Terrorist attack. It wasn't really a terrorist attack. It was like, well, I guess you could say it was a terrorist attack. This guy it was during the concert in Las Vegas. The guy went and got a hotel room and had so much ammunition. It was insane. He had guns everywhere. And 3,000 people died. It was like twice the amount of the World Trade Center. And I told my mom today, I want to go to that concert. She was like, the one where so many people got killed. She was like, you're crazy. I was like, it's the biggest country music concert in America. I want to go. She was like,
There's no way.
No. She was
I
like,
didn't think so.
No. I was like, I'll probably just buy my own ticket and go with my friends. But I'm
yeah,
gonna...
friends that are going to?
No, I don't. Well, I'm probably gonna pay for my other friend who likes listening to country music, but that's probably gonna be too much money. I probably just won't go. I'm gonna go to Vegas. I'm gonna try and go to Vegas in January to SHOT Show, one of the biggest gun shows in the nation. So I'm gonna try and go to one of those. Go to that one. It's a week long, which it'll be nice. I'll actually be able to vlog out there. I should probably change the name of my vlog channel, because when you say vlog, it's like you try to get a video out every day, and I'm not doing that, so I'm probably going to change the name, and I'm going to actually do like short films and movies and stuff kind of on there, but that's
It's
going to
in the
take
wild.
that's going to take a lot of time.
Yeah.
Like, so
I see you just do like a Chris in the Wild type stuff, and just at the most random moments, just like, hi.
yeah. So, but the hardest thing for the movie is, so on the way to Texas, there's this little town. I was like, we were driving through the town. I was like, oh my God, this is perfect for a movie, like an 80s type movie, like a horror movie or something. Because they have so much neon. It's like, it's perfect. So I was just driving through. I was like, I've got an idea. Horror film, 80s, neon. I need a few actors. So I'm probably going to go on my Instagram. I'm going to be like, hey, I'm probably going to do this maybe spring break. Or actually, no, probably Christmas break. Christmas break would be pretty good to do it. Start writing a script. Be like, hey, I need some people. The hardest part will be CGI. But I'll probably do like 2. I'll save the horror movie, do that over the summer, so then the CGI there'll be more time to work on that. And then over Christmas break, I'll probably just do like maybe a Christmas movie or something.
Well, the tired journalist who has gone to some other location finds love in the most
Definitely.
unlikely place.
Actually, that's actually a really good idea. This journalist goes, it's going to be in a bar. This journalist goes to a bar, and there was something
Okay.
weird about the town that he was going to write about. And everyone was like, there was something super weird that's happening. People are disappearing. And all of a sudden, he hears this noise coming from like this room, this closet. He opens the door, and it's like this scary thing is just right in there and sucks him into it. It sounds not a very good horror movie right now, but I think I can make it work. Or like, have it somewhat like Stranger Things, where the door is a portal to like another world.
Okay.
So what we'll do is hopefully it'll be a big enough closet, and I'll put it to where like he walks up to the closet, he opens the door, and it's like the upside down. But it's the same thing that's happening. It's just like another dimension or something, but it is upside down. So you see him sitting at the bar still, but there's different people in the bar. And he actually has a girlfriend at the bar. And it's very different than what he's doing at the bar. That's not a bad idea.
Has to go to another dimension to not be single. L.
Yes, goes to a different dimension. So he's not single.
I just thought it was a silly idea. What if there was like a horror movie and like the entire time there's like this like building suspense, and then you find out the entire time that like nothing was wrong, and it was all just like the main character just, I don't know if it'd be like something like they imagined the whole thing, or like a bunch of strange things happened and then they were like losing their minds trying to figure out what was going on, and then it just nothing.
I'm just gonna get a piece of paper and a pen.
Write this
Write
down.
some ideas. Definitely write some ideas. Come on.
Like,
See, different dimension. Number 1, 2, weird thing happening in town. 3, Stranger Things. Definitely gonna have that. 4, some horror shit. I don't know exactly what the horror shit's gonna be, but it's gonna be horror. Let's see. I'm also gonna audition. I'm trying to audition for shows on Netflix. So the people
Sick.
that so those sophomores that are listening to this right now are gonna be like, "You're gonna be an actor. Please don't bring it up, because I know you're gonna listen to this. Please do not bring it up."
They're definitely gonna bring it up there, buddy. It's okay.
They are. They still listen to my TikToks and everything that I posted over the summer or at the beginning of the school. It is.
Wasn't that silly?
Yeah, I really don't like
Yeah.
it. So whenever they do, I just walk away. I'm like, I don't want to listen to this.
Fair.
6, 1. You know what? I should have asked Elise.
What?
What? Where are you going for the double date? Then we could have done like a live stream or something. Could have done a live stream or something. And just been like, okay, this is our podcast co-host right over there. What is she gonna
Really
do
weird,
next?
though. Like,
You know, I was gonna go on a date over the summer with a girl at Hope that I don't really like anymore. And I was gonna film it and do like this, these people that like humiliate themselves in front of
Okay.
people. I was gonna have it like that and do that the whole time. I was about to buy cameras, about to buy 2 GoPros and set them up in the restaurant. I was gonna have like an earpiece, my AirPod in my ear, like listening to music and be like, oh yeah, I'm listening to music. But it was really gonna be them on the phone. Or I was gonna get like a walkie-talkie or something that had that invisible earpiece that goes around and hide it. And then I was gonna have a microphone that connected to the cameras. And I was gonna make sure there was like a hole in the booth and put another microphone in there so you could get her audio from it. And then there was another microphone that was going to pick up the people on the phone's audio. So there's going to be 3 cameras, one for me, one for her, and one for them. Oh yeah. And at the end, it was going to turn out to be like humiliating her.
Dude.
I know it's very mean. It's very, very mean. But this person has not gotten the memo about me blocking her on Snapchat and Instagram and TikTok. When I block you, I don't want to talk to you. It's not that hard to understand. Actually, for her, it really is. But she's dating a guy now, so that's good. She could stay away from me.
Oh.
Haven't talked to her in over a week, so I'm actually really happy about it. See, so I have 3 intros for this podcast. I don't know which one I'm going to choose yet for editing. Oh, why does editing podcasts have to be so freaking hard? Let's see. The one I used last podcast for my Bible one, my Bible podcast was actually pretty good.
I had a feeling you would do a podcast for that.
I did a podcast for the Bible project that I had to do for Bible.
Wow, that's crazy.
And
wow,
I actually,
who would have guessed?
I know. I actually put it on this podcast. So I put it on the Weird Podcast. I did. I changed the picture of it. I changed the picture. I was like, guys, this one's going to be a little bit different. Um, I did not get any views on YouTube because I did not advertise it on YouTube. But I got 5 views on Spotify. 5 people watched it or listened to it on Spotify, because now on Spotify, I am having it to where you can watch the video. And so after I edit the video, you can watch the video on Spotify. You can listen to it and watch it. You could do both. But I should probably just leave Spotify for listening and have YouTube just for watching, so I could bring people who want to watch it to come in.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? Oh,
I did
I'm
a radio
talking.
show that I've ended up.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I did a radio show that with a friend of mine. We've been referencing it way too much. It's not. We're not sane, but it's fine.
I was actually thinking, so over the summer, at the beginning of summer, I was like, I want to do a podcast, because we already started this podcast. I was like, I've already got a podcast. I was going to do another podcast with some of my other friends. And that one actually would have been able to be done in person, and it would have been hilarious. I wanted to do a radio show. I was going to talk to Apple and get my own show for music. Didn't have enough time for that. So I could make like a podcast type thing and have it a radio show. And it'll be maybe like 2 hours long or something. But at the same time, I have to get approval for all the songs I use. And I have to pay for all of them, and it's not going to be good. This is such a great pause.
Wow.
I know, I have...
It's actually just for dramatic effect.
Yes.
Of course.
Becomes very sad. The sad podcast. We don't know what to talk about, guys.
Okay, so here's the thing. We have nothing else to talk about, so I'm gonna go on a random anime spiel.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
This is how we've all. All right. So like, I feel like I had a really good like introduction to like anime as a whole, because I first got in with Death Note and Code Geass, and all I'm gonna say is I could have had far worse introductions, because both of those are very good anime. I actually never ended up finishing Death Note, because at a certain point I was like, I can't watch this anymore. It was just really good, but after a certain point I was like, I can't do it. Code Geass I've watched like 3 times. It is like not even just the only anime. It's like the only like piece of media that like after a certain age, like I'd say after like I have like really strong like reactions and stuff, so I'd say like after like 12 or 13 I stopped like crying at like movies and shit. But Code Geass, I've cried every time I watched the whole thing.
Gabby actually,
I love the ending. It's so good.
Gabby actually was like, I had her in computer 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago. She was like, oh my god, I love Attack on Titan, whatever, blah, blah, blah. She was like, you should totally watch it. I was like, I don't really want to watch anime. I'm not that kind of guy. I don't watch anime. She was like, you have to watch it. You really have to. That summer, I started watching it. And she was like, actually, it wasn't even that summer. It was last year. I started August of last year. She was like, finally. And I watched the first episode. I was like, this is not good. This is actually horrible. I watched 1 episode. She was like, you have to get past the first episode. It gets better after. So I was like, okay, fine. I watched about 4 episodes after she told me that. I was like, holy shit, this is fucking good. This is getting good. And now I'm on season 4. Season 5. Got 10 episodes left. have not watched since last year when we created that Discord server.
Oh yeah.
Like, Tyler was like, okay, what animes are we going to watch? We put the animes in there. We never watched them.
we never did anything with that server.
I know. I was going through all my servers. I was like, we should probably really do something. Like,
Yeah.
so I have this Google thing. It's called Watch Party. And it's a Watch Party app. And you could set it up to where you have a certain website. So I could go to... shoot, I forgot the name of the website.
Like the anime site or
Yeah, the anime
like
site.
the watch party site?
Crunchyroll. There it is.
Crunchyroll?
Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
So, because you could set up to where you go to a certain website and you can watch stuff. So I was like, okay, I set up Crunchyroll and it live streams it really good, really well. I was like, okay, I could just send the link. You could talk in there. You could have your camera on if you want. I mean, it's perfect, right?
Yeah.
Never did it. I was like, I found the perfect software to do it too, and we never did it.
Yeah.
That's okay. Hopefully we'll
like,
start doing it.
I have actually like stopped using Crunchyroll entirely because so my favorite anime is Mob Psycho 100. It
Uh-huh.
is gorgeous because it has basically anything any other like good anime wants to have. It has like its good emotional moments. It has great character development. It's got like good fights. It's a really nice like shonen anime, and despite the fact that it's like shonen, it's not about its fights. Like its fights are genuinely
Mm-hmm.
like story wise, its fights can be some of like the weaker points in the story. They're still really strong because of just how good of an anime it is, but they're like some of the weaker points in comparison to like other moments in
Yeah.
the show. So what happened was like I watch English stuff for anime. I'll be frank, I don't
Mhm.
really care. Like I watch anime to forget how to read, not to read. You see?
Yeah.
But here's what's happened. For season 3, this is the final season of
Mhm.
Mob Psycho 100. So the English voice actor for the main character Mob, right?
Right.
He said that like if so he would continue to like voice act as Mob for this final season. He asked Crunchyroll to have a meeting with a voice actor union, and they got rid of him. They just took someone new for their main character for their final season because they couldn't have a meeting with a union. So I found like some other site to watch Mob Psycho on. I'm watching it on that. Like
You can't
I'm
just
not
change
touching
actors.
Crunchyroll after that. Yeah, it's the main character too.
Yeah, you can.
Like,
So what I did with Attack on Titan, the first season, because the first season was on Netflix and it was the English dub version. They had both.
Yeah.
So I watched the first 3 episodes on Crunchyroll, and then I went to Netflix. I was like, oh my god, this will go so much faster because it's English. I get through the first episode. It was, I think, the first season, and I think Mary had track. She had a track me, and I was watching it. I will finish the whole season. I was like, I want to watch more. So I go to Crunchyroll, and when you watch like shows or something, and now they have subtitles and stuff, or can't, there's a video playing, and you have the closed captions on, and you have closed captions on. It's like it's become second nature now that you just keep doing this, or you could just look and you could kind of read down here while watching it. I looked at this meme. It was like, because of anime, it's like the person easily could go like this and watch and understand what they're doing. And because I've started learning Japanese and seen so many anime in Japanese, I've been able to understand a little bit just from them talking. I started learning Japanese on, God, what's the name of it? On this app. Let's see. started learning the numbers. And that's about as far as I got to. But Japanese is actually really hard because a lot of the symbols and everything are very similar. So it's like, what is this? What is this? And it's very hard. Japanese, actually, you read across, I think. And Chinese is up and down. So that is confusing because they look similar. It's just one you read across and one you read up and down. And it's like the symbols they use, one symbol could be an entire word. It's like, how can that be a word? So it gets very complicated. Oh my god, I think I have a picture of when we did. I have to show you this.
Okay.
That time when we did the podcast where it screwed up. Let me see. Oh my god. Yep. Yep. All right. Here's a picture.
All right, let's see this. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
I know, this is the one where it completely screwed up. So for those of you who are watching this for the first time, the person with the green background is our other co-host. And reminder, she's on a double date. She left our podcast to go on a date.
And she planned it for like a couple weeks.
And I sent the message like a week ago, like, hey, we've got a podcast. About a week ago, she couldn't have been like, oh, I can't do that day. I have a date. Unless she never wanted to go on this date.
If she didn't want to go on the date, then like she wouldn't have gone.
Well, she probably had to go with her boyfriend.
Not true.
I saw the weirdest picture on her that she had on her story. Like, I want to say it wasn't weird. It was just very surprising, very shocking. I didn't expect her to put a picture like that. It was on on Instagram. It was like, your significant other on. It was post your significant other, and she put her significant other, and it was a picture of her biting her boyfriend's nose. They were together, and she was biting his nose. I was like, I didn't expect her to do a picture like that.
You know,
Like, she kind of seems like the person who might do something like that. But for her to actually do it, I was very shocked. And I kind of wanted to throw
totally
up.
See that happening.
I kind of wanted to throw up for how shocked I was. But I mean, it was actually a good picture. It was a good photo. It was just very, very weird. Very weird. I probably would have been able to take a better picture. My content creation on YouTube, content creation on Instagram, content creation on TikTok. My fourth job, photographer. Yeah, so YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and then photography. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm sorry again. I need to talk more about anime dubs, alright?
Go ahead.
Because there's this other anime, Psyche K, right? Also a very good anime, although it's completely different from Mob Psycho. It's a comedy anime, so like the point of it is to be funny. And while Mob Psycho also does like comedy, they do it in completely different ways, and it's quite silly and fun. And I love both of them. Psyche K also happened to have some English dub troubles. So you can find all 4 seasons of it. Well, technically 3, and then there's like the
Mm-hmm.
next bit of it. So you can find all 4 technically seasons on Netflix, right? But only the first and the fourth have English dubs.
Uh-huh.
So the first one was because Netflix and Funimation were partnered together, and it was a marvelous dub, gorgeous. But then something happened in their agreement, and they never did a season 2 and 3 dub.
Uh-huh.
Then Netflix realized how popular Psyche K was, so they did their own dub for when it came back in Psyche K Reawakened. So it was just you can watch the first season. I was actually looking for the English dub a little while back when I was trying to rewatch this series because I'd watched the first season, then I was like, but I want to watch the English dub. So I
Yeah.
kept looking for it. And it was there's no English dub.
So the hardest thing is you watch your regular one in Japanese, and then all of a sudden you go to the English dubbed and they have different actors, and it's I don't understand a word there's or you it's not that you don't understand, it's you knew who the characters were when they were talking, so you could look away, you're like, oh, that's Aaron Yeager. And now that you go and watch an English dub version or a different dub version because they have a different actor, you're like, who is that? So you have to really pay attention again and get used to their voices. And I really learned that the hard way because I started off 2 episodes in the Japanese version, and then I went to English and I already got used to the voices. So I would kind of look away and they're talking. I'm like, okay, is that a new character? Because I didn't recognize him. And then somewhere in the world, season 2 was in English, and I have no clue how people found them, how people found it. So they put it on their YouTube, and I would watch them, but they had this giant thing over their screen. So the video, the anime was this big, and they had this giant screen. The rest of the screen was full of other stuff. So it's you had to put the screen up to your face to be able to see it. And then it was very horrible.
I know one place where they found it. I need to see. What?
Oh my god! And then the advertisements that Crunchyroll does, I can literally, when the advertisements start, I can give you word for word what they're saying. I could tell you at the exact same time, word for word, what they are saying. Ugh. Thank you, notes for my birthday. Let's see. Let me see if I have the actual name of... It's called... The thing I was talking about earlier where I can show that watch party thing is called Scener. SCENER. And you start watch parties and you can watch Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, Prime Video, HBO Max, YouTube, Funimation, Showtime, Vimeo, Riff Tracks. I have no clue what that is. Alamo, Draft House, Shudder, and Tubi. And then you could go in and do a website. Oh. There's actually people that I can watch, things I can watch now. Oh. Good thing I'm not sharing my screen. That is very graphic. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on the site that I use for most of my anime, I found the English dub for seasons 2, 3. Yep, it's got dub for season 4 for Attack on Titan.
That's. I wish I knew that earlier. I would have been through Attack on Titan like crazy. Because at the very beginning, having to go back to Japanese, having to get back used to subtitles again.
Yeah.
So missing a couple stuff, I like probably rewinded a total of 7 hours. So I would have gotten through, I would have had maybe 2 episodes, maybe be done with the whole thing by now. I didn't have to rewind the whole thing.
Yeah, I will send you like the name of the website because like the part of me is somewhat worried that if I like say it like live on podcast, like something might happen to the website. I'm not sure. That's why like
Oh yeah, it's like one of those things.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm not completely
Oh.
sure. Like, and I don't want to risk losing it because it is the best way for me to get anime without going to Crunchyroll. So,
Do they have advertisements?
so what they do have is like when you first enter the website, when you click on
Mhm.
something, there will be like a full screen advertisement. Once you click out of that, there will be no more.
Oh. That's a lot better than
It's literally
Crunchyroll.
just one. Yeah, it's literally just one. They're like I don't think there's any while you're watching.
That's
It's
actually
literally
that's
just
really
one.
good. I actually had to pay for that $20 for Crunchyroll for no advertisements.
Eesh.
But I mean, I shared my account with Gabby, so we
Ah.
both got Crunchyroll Premium. So that was good, I guess.
But like as far as I know, like yeah, this will have like basically any like anything it can like sub and dub if it can find it.
Okay.
Like it'll get sub almost immediately. Dub comes up like the next day. If for stuff that's like currently airing,
Yeah, and then YouTube
like,
too was
dub
like
shows up the next day.
looking up the English dubbed ones on YouTube got very sketchy because other things besides that show were started showing.
Yeah.
And what they would do is they'd set up a camera in front of the show. Like they didn't even screen recorded it. They put like their phone. And so you could hear stuff in the background. It's like, I want to watch a show, not what you're doing in the background. And there was some there was people doing the devil's tango. And YouTube kept their video up.
You for real?
I was like, yeah, it was up for almost a year. I was like, wait, but when there's these police people doing like educational videos, you don't allow a gunshot, but you allow this noise and this thing happening in the background.
Oh, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. It really is. I'm going to try and get us like guests to have on our podcast.
Yeah.
Because now we can have like 4 people. If Elise doesn't go on her date, but even if she does go on her date, we'll have another person.
She's probably already on said date, but
She probably is, honestly.
yeah, living
Just
their best
send a
life
chat.
or something.
Just send a chat. I can't believe you went on a date instead of going on this podcast. God. I'm just going to send her text like, I'm so disappointed. She is...
Oh no.
She's on her double date. Are you doing what I think you think I'm... Are you doing what I think you're doing? Seeing
No,
where her date is?
Yeah, I was trying to. I was curious. Okay, it's not like I was gonna do anything with this information. Unlike somebody.
I'm not giving up the information. Yes, I looked to see where she was just now. I'm not giving out the information.
Okay, but if you had it earlier, you would have done something with it. If I had it earlier, I would not have done something with it. Okay? Okay.
Well, I would have been like, double date if it was a double date. If you could call it a double date. if it's a place where a double date can happen. Oh my god, I keep thinking, like, if we were ever gonna do a podcast and her boyfriend was at her house, he'd like go on the podcast too. Actually, idea. That's a really good idea. Hey, Elise, if you are watching this episode right now, would your boyfriend want to come on our podcast as a guest? Harriet is laughing right now, but just a question. Maybe. I don't think there's a problem with it.
There's a problem with it or anything. This is funny to me, and I can't
mean,
even point out exactly why.
We got to start somewhere. I mean, nobody's going on our podcast Instagram and filling out the guest thing that I put on there. Hint, hint. If those of you who want to be a guest on this podcast, there is a Google form that you could fill out that gives information like your Discord, your email, your name, and if you know the basic information that you need to be on this podcast.
Yeah.
Hint, hint. I will not be leaving a link down in the description for it. I have no clue how many times I have already told you that the Google form is in the Instagram that is for our podcast. The Weird Podcast Instagram account. The
YouTube
Weird Podcast.
Destroyed.
I will grab it right now. I will show you on the screen. I will give you the exact information for the Weird Podcast. Capital THE, capital WEIRD, capital PODCAST. No spaces.
Spaceless behavior.
Right there. I have no clue. Let me see. Co-host guest application. If you want to be in the podcast, fill out this application. There's a link. I am searching the link right now. Email. I need to know your email. Your Discord name and number. Email. Discord name and number. Do you play a lot of games? Do you know things about anime, books, TV shows, movies, and games? Of course.
Oh, Jesus.
If yes to any of the above, which ones do you play or do you know? Do you have a few hours of your day or over the weekend to make the podcast? Do you know anything else that'll help out this podcast? Do you have artistic abilities? What things have you have drawn or made? Maybe needed for the podcast banner. Or any podcast pictures that we post on the Instagram. And maybe some channel art. You may or may not be paid if you are a guest. Probably not, because we don't have money. And was this a good application? Yes, no, or other?
What do you mean other?
Well, if it was neither yes or no, you can type whatever response you want. I had one application.
Third response.
I had one application. The applicant was my friend, who just put random stuff on there. All he did was put my information on there. It's like, I already already on the podcast. I don't need you to be on there. I mean, if you want to be on there, I've got
Hey,
your
man.
information already. But Mateo wants to be on the podcast, I think. I don't know if I want him on the podcast because he's
Okay.
dating you know who and other things. Let's see.
He's a massive loser. I hope he sees this.
He probably will. He probably will.
He's a loser. You're a loser. Not if you're not Mateo. I'm sorry. If you're not Mateo, you're not a loser. I'm sorry.
Everyone else but Mateo are not losers. Okay, it's just Mateo that's the loser.
Yeah.
Mateo, listen closely. Okay, you're the loser. Okay? I'm sorry, that's very mean. This counts as cyberbullying, but I'm sorry. I'm apologizing now. It is not cyberbullying. YouTube, anyone else in the comments section, this is not bullying. I apologized. It's just joking around. This is how people joke around.
Called Cyberbully that was made in like I need to see when it was made. Let's see. Cyberbully 2011. And I watched like 15 minutes of it because I was like 9 or something.
I probably watched it. I probably watched it. I mean, that was 11 years ago, so
yeah.
I should probably watch it again. Or just watch it, because I don't even know if I have watched it.
I need to see. What is the summary of this? What is the summary of this movie? Okay. No, I need Cyberbully. Okay, wait. It is called Cyberbully. Cyberbully movie. Okay. We're gonna see how it's rated. Okay.
Okay.
5.4 out of 10 on IMDb. Okay. Alright, let's see. Common Sense Media. What does Common Sense Media have to say about cyberbullying? Emotional movie raises issues of online safety for teens. Okay, I gave it 4 stars. Okay. Alright, okay. So it's... Alright, what parents need to know. Parents need to know that this TV movie takes a realistic and thoughtful approach to the issue of online bullying as seen through the eyes of a teen victim. Through the social website at the heart of the story, though the social website at the heart of the story is fictional, its similarity to Facebook and the like is implied. So you can draw real-world parallels between the characters' interactions and what your teens find online. The emotional content touches on issues like homophobia and suicide, so be prepared to discuss these themes as well. There's some strong language. Hold on. There's some strong language, quote, ass, and damn. And a lot of name-calling, quote, skank, whore, bitch, both face-to-face and online, and teens talk about their own sexual experiences and their views on premarital sex. There are some positive messages about tolerance, standing up to peer pressure, and turning the tables on adversity, but the movie's serious tone makes it best for teens and up.
Sounds like fun! Reminds me of another... There was this show on Netflix. I think it's still on Netflix. Actually, that was about Facebook, but I am not going to say anything else because most likely it's going to be taken down. Because it's behind the scenes of what happens on social media. Yeah, and people don't really like that.
So you know how, like, Elon Musk bought Twitter, right?
Oh my god, I'm kind of happy he bought Twitter. Now I think my mom's going to let me have Twitter now. I mean, I had it before, but I've had it for almost a year.
I just got Twitter, and I basically I didn't even know when exactly Elon Musk actually bought it, but I went on one day and somebody had screenshots of just tons and tons of different people just spamming the N-word. I was just like, that's great. This is
Yeah.
so fun. I love this app.
And so the other thing is Twitter was full of bots, and he was like, you want to sell it to me for $45 million and you have millions of bots? Like, hell no. And then he kind of bought it anyway,
Yeah.
which I'm kind of glad he did. Now things on Twitter are going to change. Trump is coming back on Twitter, hopefully. He is no longer going to be banned. My coach is no longer going to be banned on Twitter.
Your basketball coach?
Yep. He was banned on Twitter.
He got banned on Twitter?
Mm-hmm. His son told me. Well, he kind of told the class,
Yeah.
but
I could see that. I'm not surprised.
neither am I really. I've seen his TikToks that he's posted, and in a way, I'm kind of surprised he's not banned on TikTok. Because the stuff he put on TikTok, I mean, it's hope appropriate, but it's strong opinions about COVID and the vaccines and some stuff about the
Shocking.
president.
Your basketball coach having strong opinions about something. That's so crazy. I would never think that. I'm shocked.
I know.
Get this face for the thumbnail. I
Honestly, I'm gonna have YouTube like choose the thumbnail because I'm lazy. I don't really want to
Fair.
make my own thumbnail. I mean, later on when I have time, maybe if I hire someone in the future, yeah, maybe. But I don't want to do it now.
Yeah.
It's because like when you upload a YouTube video, they have like 3 options for you to choose. You have like 4 options. You have upload your own, and then they choose 3 from your video. So I'm definitely gonna choose one of the 3 they give me.
Yeah.
Because doing it the other way, I'd have to go in to the video, screenshot it, crop it, remove backgrounds, go into Adobe Express and edit the whole thing, and that just takes way too much time. So, God,
Do you know
almost
about
2
Anime
hours of
Ed Sheeran?
podcast. What?
Anime Ed Sheeran. There's a video he did in collaboration with Pokemon, right? Like a music video.
Ed Sheeran.
For a song he did. And there's a clip of him where he's done, let me see. Anime Ed Sheeran. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Pokemon Ed Sheeran. Maybe this will help. No, I don't want Ed Sheeran's head edited onto. No, that's not Charmander. I was thinking that's not Charmeleon. Pokemon Ed Sheeran music video.
Oh my gosh.
I swear, I've seen it. It's there. Yes, I found it. Okay. I'm gonna share this.
Okay. Watch stream. Oh my gosh.
This wasn't an actual.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
My online friend and I were like going through like random music videos and making fun of them because we did this before with like AJR and Weezer because neither of us are fans of either of them. And so she's like, "Oh, look up Ed Sheeran videos. Those are like pretty insane." The first one we watched was like one where he was like a vampire and he had this like crowd of vampires were like using like psychic powers to like knock over like Sims characters or something.
I'm sorry,
one moment
what?
he like that's not even crazy as part. There's one moment where he like turns around, stops the car with his powers, and other Ed Sheeran comes flying out of the car, and he like liquefies himself. Just like grabs himself by the head and it's like other Ed Sheeran just like deflates or something.
Oh my gosh. Don't you just love anime?
No,
The
that's
weird
not even
things that
anime, that's
happen
just a
in the life of
regular Ed
anime.
Sheeran music No, that's just Ed Sheeran music video. That's not even an anime. That's a
A
different
regular
one.
Ed Sheeran.
Just a regular Ed Sheeran music
What?
video. There was another one where like it was like a love song and like he was getting to know this girl and she like worked in some like lights store and like they like made physical contact or something and some sort of static electricity like threw him into the wall.
I'm sorry.
And then they like went into this room and were like dancing with like a ton of birds. And this girl, like my friend, she's like, did they turn into birds? And I'm like, I don't know. Did they turn into birds?
That reminds me, I still have to do a music video.
Around.
Oh my gosh. That is
also
hilarious.
Yeah. In that same music video, there was like this whole like bit where he was like, he had like he had this guitar and he was like singing in like this old motel, but it was called the Brotel, and there were a bunch of guys there. And then eventually, like, they kicked him out of the Brotel or something. I don't know. I think that's what.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I have to do a couple music videos. Ugh.
You writing all that down.
I am not gonna do this turning into a liquid thing for a music video. Anime in real life thing, whatever the hell it is.
Like the entire Pokemon music video was like Ed Sheeran being like helped throughout his day by random Pokemon, and then like he enters the Pokemon universe and like basically, you know, like the like Wattpad main character thing where it's like, stop fighting, this isn't like you.
Yeah.
Basically does that with Mew and Mewtwo.
Oh my gosh.
Like they're like fighting and he just like throws himself in between. And I think he died in that music video. I am of the firm belief that he died in that music video. There was also an AJR one where like it was called 3 o'clock things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it was just a bunch of like random tangents put into like this song. And then one of them just gets hit by a train for no reason around the end.
Love that.
Like, and when I tell you I was flabbergasted, I was like, what? So confused.
The things people
like,
do
why
to get
did he
attention
get
on
hit
music
by-
videos these days.
And,
I
like,
was
and then after that,
like, for a music video, I get like at the very end, depending on your lyrics, like Bruno Mars Grenade.
Mhm.
Like, I would catch a grenade, I get hit by a train, whatever. Ending the song by getting hit by a train, that makes sense. It really does.
yeah, that makes sense.
But when something in your lyrics has nothing to do with that, and you get hit by a
Yeah.
train anyway,
The thing is, like, AJR does this a lot with their music videos. It's like, throw in as many random things as I possibly can. Like, for example, like, one of their latest songs, I forgot the name of it, I think it's called I Won't.
mm-hmm.
So, like, part of it, like, somewhat makes sense, like, they're setting at, like, a pool party. And
Mhm.
another problem I have with AJR is, like, the entirety of their lyrics is, like, I'm sad, but I pretend like I'm not sad. Like, that's their entire discography, except for, like, one song. And I mean that genuinely, literally, there's one song I found that was not something like that. Okay, but like there's like other parts of the song where like one of like the three brothers at like they're kind of like swapping between the three brothers holding like some instrument or some random one where like so there was one he was like holding like a keyboard, but it went from like a keyboard to like some kind of like stick thing to like a naked guy, and that doesn't make sense in the lyrics. So also I just love making fun of AJR. Like for example, they have this one song like something about like the chorus is about Humpty Dumpty. I think that's what the song is called.
Okay.
Humpty Dumpty. Like the rest of the song has nothing to do with like it's not creatively tied at all. Like if you're going to include Humpty Dumpty in the song, be clever about it.
I
Like
know.
have some ties to like fairy tales or nursery rhymes. Don't just like talk about how sad you are, but you pretend you're not sad, and then you're like Humpty Dumpty went down. He said, "Screw it, I'm a smile right through it." Like, bro, you're not creative. You're just throwing Humpty Dumpty in your chorus, throwing whatever else in the verses, and then expecting it to go well.
You know what
And
else
it
is
doesn't.
funny to make fun of?
What?
Mateo. Loser.
L.
What a bitch, man. Sorry, that was mean. That was mean. Sorry.
Hey, you destroyed.
Not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm really not.
You know who watching this podcast?
He probably is. If I post something about this on my main Instagram, he's probably gonna watch it because I think he follows me.
He probably does.
I don't follow him back though.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what he does. I don't even think he posts anything anyway.
He doesn't. He just mostly like talks about like his cats, if anything.
Of course he
Well,
does.
His cat. Now.
Yeah, cat.
Yeah. I'm sorry, bro.
I am so sorry that I don't care that your cat died.
That's too far.
No, but no, but honestly though, I am sorry that your cat died. That is a hard thing to go through. Your pet dying.
Yeah.
Is that what you were sad about during school, Mateo? Is that? I know he was sad the other day. No, he was like super sad the other day, and I honestly don't have no clue what he was sad about. Oh, that's my arm. I was like, what the hell is this thing right here? I was like, that's just the arm from a mic.
If we're gonna ask what Mateo's sad about, maybe we shouldn't be doing it over a podcast where other people can and probably will hear about this. But
Well, they don't know what he's sad about. They'll just know that he was sad. Man.
Yeah, and then there was like, I forget like what the line was, but like, we also like listened. My friend and I also listened to like this specific song from Weezer, and it was like, here's the thing, AJR songs are always like bad, but
Mhm.
they're never like horribly bad, right? It's
Right.
like it's the music plus the video that normally makes AJR stuff horribly bad. There was this one Weezer song, and there was just like two lines in it that like you could tell were supposed to rhyme, but just didn't.
That just
at all. There was like no end rhyme, no internal rhyme, there was nothing remotely poetic, and these were like the first two lines of it. It was like I don't.
worst mistake I made for my first song that has lyrics
Yeah.
is I didn't have a lot of the words rhyme. And it was super repetitive. And so that sophomore group that plays my music, I'm like, I hate listening to it now. But it's like, it's still a song. Some people think it's good. Gabby listens to it daily, apparently. And Emma. So apparently they listen to it daily. I mean, the advertisements that play from the music, I got paid again, so
Yeah.
I'm still getting paid, so thank you guys for listening, I guess. It is hard to believe that they listen to it though. Because like if they
Probably
keep
don't listen
listening,
to it daily.
probably not. Oh my god, my AirPod's about to die.
Oh wow.
Let's see, Spotify for artists.
And like, cause for a while, this online friend of mine, we'd been she'd been like referencing this like Eminem, like that's a hot coffee pot. And I was like, I don't actually know where that exactly came from. So she showed me like this Eminem freestyle. He's like, I forgot how I was gonna start. Oh wait, I remember. That's a hot coffee pot. And he started a 4-minute freestyle of that's a hot coffee pot. And we also had like a good chuckle about how there's just like these like half a dozen dudes just standing behind him. Like not even like no reactions, no nothing. They're just like standing there like yeah. We're also here.
So apparently, I guess they do listen to it. Daily, probably not. But it says that people listen to it, so they probably listen to it. Out of all the people that... The one mistake I did make, though, is I sent the sophomores an early access, so they listen to it on that, and I don't get paid. So it was a huge
massive mistake of yours.
huge
They're there.
mistake. But anyway, almost 2 hours, 4 minutes short of 2 hours of a podcast. I mean, that's not bad.
So much content.
I know. Well, anyways, thank you so much. I'm gonna make a Patreon. I'm gonna make a Patreon for our podcast. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully next episode we will have a Patreon and we will have a show, a small little show after our episode. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope to see y'all in the next episode. Again, this is Harriet, our co-host. Elise is on her date, so she's not in this one. Unfortunately. Her double date. Again, thank you always for watching. I'm Babula. I have several channels. Just search it. You'll probably find it. I don't really care. Go to youtube.com/Babula716. That's BABOULA 716. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll hear y'all from in the comments or see y'all in the next episode. Bye.